Hi everyone, Sandra Duran-Wilson here, and welcome to this week's Mixed Media Soul Sparks. Every week I bring you some different ideas or introduce you to some different products. And you might find that over the next few weeks I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of different products. And it's not so much that, you've got to have these to make a great painting, but as a mixed media artist, I'm always looking for something that's maybe going to add some texture or depth to my work. This particular product, this is made by Powertex. I've used them a lot years ago, and I've just kind of come back around to using it again. And it's this universal medium. They do a lot with sculpture, and I'll be showing you some different things too. But what I'm going to be sharing with you is a recipe for getting some really beautiful rusty techniques on canvas. You can do them on paper, you can do them on panel, and some of my experiments did not work as planned. And that's the great part about experimenting. So I'll show you how to make it look like rust if it didn't quite turn out as you planned. So learn from my experiments, and this is a great way to get this product through, like, say, a stencil rather than just spreading it on a surface. So a couple of the things I'm going to be working with. I've got several different fabrics here. This is a kind of a loose weave. It's almost a linen. I think it is a linen, not almost. I think it is linen. And I'm going to be using that and layering some other pieces on top and creating this rust technique as I build up this composition. So let's set that aside. Some of the experiments that did not turn out as planned was this one. And I'll talk about that when I get there. It was the same recipe I used, and so I'll show you ways to work with that. This recipe worked very well. So this is the rusty powder mixed with the Powertex. I'm using ivory and 3D sand, which is actually not really sand, but it's a very absorbent material, looks like sand, and it makes a paste so that you can actually put it through a stencil, which I did on paper, and this was a stencil I used. So I like this idea because then I can easily cut this up and use it in collage as well. So let me show you the recipe that did work. So I'm going to be starting with this ivory Powertex, and they say to use the ivory or yellow ochre. Oh yeah, they sent me this great little tool for opening these things. Wow, isn't that nice? How they make that top with those ridges. I might have put a little too much, so I'm going to separate this and start with this pile over here. So I add the rusty powder to this medium, and I do a little bit at a time. Usually I'd be wearing a mask when I work with powders, so just be careful and do that as well, because the powder can float up. So the color they say you want to get this to is like a gray mouse color. And I think what happened in some of these that didn't work, I didn't use enough of the rusty powder, but I also used a different medium in it. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Now see, it's getting a much darker gray. And I want to mix the powder into this medium before I start adding the sand. because this is very viscous and it's easier to mix this all up. I think I got something in there. Set that over there. I'm going to add a little more rusty powder. It's easier to blend it in doing a little at a time rather than dumping a whole lot in, kind of like cooking. Now I'm going to use the sand. Ooh, there's some on my knife. Okay. It's really super fine. But look at how it changes it immediately. It becomes this thick paste. So you can add as much or as little to this as you want, depending on the viscosity you want. That's, again, why I do a small amount at a time. Because once you mix it in, it becomes more pliable or viscous. I think it's about there, because I want to put this through a stencil, and I think that's thick enough. Okay. Now what happened with this other product that didn't work is I mixed it with the easy structure, which I've shown you a video using this. And for some reason, I don't know why it didn't work, but I did not get the rusting effect like I did here. So I'm going to take stuff dries up pretty quick, so make sure you cover it up. I've got extra there, so I'll figure out something to do with that. Where's my piece? So I'm going to show you in a minute how I got this effect, but I'm just going to take a stencil and I think I'm going to use this one. Just hold it in place. It's a little thin. I probably could have gone a little thicker, but it's okay. It's not about perfection. Now the thing with this stencil is you're going to need to clean it right away. So, came out pretty well. There's some areas that kind of slipped under a bit. I'm going to clean this off as much as possible. And then stick this in the water. Now, with this leftover, I've got this piece here. This is with the easy structure that it didn't rust as well. So I'm going to take the rest of this and just put it on top. So I have this deep texture from the easy structure. And then this will begin to rust. Now this takes 24 hours before you really see the rust. And here's the activator you need to use. This is, where is it? My bottle, it's hiding over here. This is half vinegar and half water. And you want to spray this mixture while it's wet. And that's going to activate the rusting process. Now, got my little cloth here. I also want to show you how to fix this if it doesn't rust properly. So you see this little square here, I can't hold this up, but you can look at it right here. It did rust some, but I wanted it to look more like one of these. And I'll show you the paints that I used to get that effect. I'm using a transparent red iron oxide. I call it Trio. That's a much easier mouthful. It's going to give me this kind of a red undercoat. Then I'm going to come in with this sepia, my poor bottle. This particular sepia is from TriArt. I really like it. It's got a bit of a green undertone to it. And my brush is really wet. I can get the paint out. The lid is gotten clogged up, I think. So before I put that on there, I'm going to wipe some of it off. Usually I'd let it dry a bit, but it's okay. Just trying to blend it in with this one. And I want it wet so that it's going to sink down into the recesses. And then I'll let that dry, wipe some off, and then I can come back in, just clean this off on this little piece that didn't work so well. And then when that's dry, I'll come back in and wipe some off and then use a little bit of transparent yellow iron oxide. And that's going to give it more of this kind of rust color. So that's how you can work with it if it doesn't get as dark as you want. And from what they told me, that if it doesn't rust that much, it's probably because not enough of the rusty powder got put in it. Now I'll come back in if I'm walking around in the studio later, and I'll spray a little bit more of the vinegar water onto these pieces. And that just really helps to activate it. So it really takes about 24 hours. Here's another one that I did, and you can see how it rusted in some places, but not in others. So that was just the recipe that didn't work. And to get that effect on that fabric is I used just plastic wrap and this beautiful Lumiere metallic olive green and some gold paint, and then put it on really wet and put the plastic wrap on top, and that gives it that different effect. Now I see that a lot of this one swirl, it kind of went underneath, but I'm okay with that because it actually gives that part of the tree more depth. So when I get these pieces finished, I'm going to put them together and I'll show you how I've either glued them or stitched them together. I have a stick that I found, and you can do the same thing like with these pieces. This is how this might go on here, and maybe I'll do another stencil on top of here, or cut up one of these pieces and add a portion of it. So you could do these for book pages, you could do this on your canvases, you could do it on panel, and just a lot of different ideas of how to work with this. I like the idea of using it on paper, so then I can also cut it up in collage, but the canvas you can as well. So that is it for this week, and if you like the texture, now you have this recipe. I'll put all the paint colors of how to paint on top of just a regular texture medium. So if you want to get that rusty effect without special products, use these 3 paints and build it up. And it's going to, depending on the medium you used, if it's a molding paste or if it's this easy structure, they take the paint differently. So just play with it, put some on, take some off, do the painter's dance, and have fun. Until next week, keep experimenting and keep creating. Join the Creative Awakening community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me